What is going on, people? Now, this is Bitcoin on the hourly chart, and I think it's fair to say that the crypto space has been boring over the last week or so, given the fact that you've had retailers exit the space due to market volatility, and as a result, it has led to uncertainty in the market. Now, as things stand, the price of Bitcoin is sitting below the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, which is bearish, and essentially that is signaling that the bears have the momentum. And in addition to that, Smart Money Concept is indicating that there is a strong high at $102,500, and there is a weak low sitting at $91,000. And so, to me, that screams that there is more room to the downside with this potential weak low being broken. Now, in addition to that, stochastic RSI is indicating that we have just reached the oversold region, and so there is some room to the upside. And so what I will be keeping an eye on is us testing out that 50 EMA and seeing if whether or not we will find some resistance or support at that 50 EMA. Now, should we break below our weak low, that could signal that there is a potential WXYXZ formation forming. And so what that would look like is something like this, where you have your W wave, your X wave, your Y wave, then your X wave, and then your final Z wave. Now, typically your Z wave sits anywhere between 1 and 1.236 of your wave W. And so what that would look like is something like this. Where your Z value will sit anywhere between the $89,000 region and $91,500 region, anywhere within this region here. And so short term, I am bearish, unfortunately, but I do see this as a good opportunity to be buying in at lower prices before we see a move to the upside. Now, one could argue that we are in a bull flag. So what that would look like is something like this, where you have your flag and then you have your pole, and then we'll be targeting out the upper region. So above the the weak high, or sorry, the strong high, sitting at $102,500. Now, should that be the case, I do see some resistance within these regions, the fair value gaps, and it's going to be short-lived before we see another move to the downside, unfortunately. But I personally don't see this forming at the moment, but only time will tell. I could be wrong. Personally, I do see this WXYZ formation forming with more room to the downside, and all the indicators are indicating that the bears have the momentum as things stand. Now, with that being said, again, I do see this being short-lived, and I do see this being a good opportunity to be buying in before we see another move to the upside. And I do anticipate us reaching all-time highs. And so that leads me to the weekly chart, where I do anticipate this being a potential 5-wave structure, where this is our wave 1, have a wave 2, a wave 3, a wave 4, and then our potential wave 5. And then if that is the case, then this wave 5 will sit anywhere between 1.236 and 1.618 of our wave 4. And so what that would look like is something like this, where our wave 5 will sit anywhere between $98,000 and $174,000. Now, in addition to that, the current price of Bitcoin is sitting above the 50 EMA and the 200 EMA, which is a bullish thing. That's what you want. And on top of that, the stochastic RSI is indicating that we are reaching the oversold region, meaning that, there's more room to the upside, given that you're going to have people buying in at these lower prices. And so, yeah, those are my targets anyway, or that's what I'm keeping an eye on in terms of the price of Bitcoin. Now, with that being said, I wanted to quickly touch up on the fear and greed index. Now, at the moment, it is indicating that we are in the fear region. Now, there is a saying when it comes to investments, when people are fearful, be greedy, and when people are greedy, be fearful. Now, as you can see on this graph, whenever we are in the fearful region, we have seen an uptick in the price of Bitcoin. So, such as this area here, where people are fearful, seen an uptick in the price of Bitcoin. People are fearful, seen another uptick in the price of Bitcoin. When people are fearful, seen an uptick in the price of Bitcoin. And then here we are currently in the, that region of people being fearful. So I do anticipate another uptick in the price of Bitcoin and potentially reaching all-time highs. Now, there's an article by Watch Your Guru, and the headline is Bitcoin Whales Accumulate Bitcoin despite being near its all-time high. So I just wanted to quickly read this paragraph, which states that Bitcoin's latest downfall was linked to Donald Trump's recent trade war discussions. A significant number of whales viewed this as a great opportunity to pocket Bitcoin while the asset dipped. According to Sentiment, 135 new wallets containing more than 100 Bitcoin appeared in February. However, tiny retail investors sold off after the most recent slump, especially those who had joined the market within the last 6 months. The number of wallets with fewer than 100 Bitcoin fell by 138,680 throughout the month of February. As a result, it is evident that the supply of Bitcoin has shifted from weak to powerful hands. The firm added, this is an ideal setup for crypto markets caps to rise, even if it takes a few more weeks or even months to see the generally bullish impact of coins being absorbed by whales. So essentially what that's saying is you have on one hand a group of people that have a good track record of making money. They are seeing this as an opportunity to be buying at these low prices because they see the bigger picture, right? And on the flip side to that, you have retailers who are inexperienced and they have experienced I believe a dip of 16% or so, and they're seeing this as an opportunity to be selling because in their minds they're seeing that Bitcoin and other crypto assets is going to reach $0, which is not the case in my personal opinion. And so there's another article that I wanted to quickly touch upon by Forbes, and the headline is Elliott Crypto Series, Trump's first 100 days, the high roller crypto bet. Now, if I just scroll down, it says Trump's crypto executive order defining a new direction. So on January the 23rd, 2025, Trump signed a highly anticipated executive order on digital assets, setting forth a pro-crypto framework. The order directs the administration to evaluate crypto-friendly policies. It bans federal agencies from working on a U.S. central bank digital currency. It rescinds Biden's 2022 digital assets executive order. And last but not least, it calls for a review of all crypto related regulations within 180 days. Now, this one for me is a big one. Reason being, I believe there's over 11 million crypto assets in this space. And I personally believe that, anywhere between 95 to 98% of those crypto assets are illegitimate. And, you've seen a lot of people being scammed, and who knows what illegal activities those crypto assets are being used for. And so if the Trump administration is tightening on regulations within the crypto space, that's a good thing, because all it's going to do is it's going to shake out all the bad apples and leave all the good apples, which is a good thing. And I wanted to quickly touch up on the Bitcoin reserve situation that's taken place, where it states that one of the administration's most ambitious proposals is the potential creation of a US strategic Bitcoin reserve. While Trump's executive order does not formally establish such a reserve, it directs federal agencies to assess the feasibility of holding Bitcoin as a strategic asset. Backed by Senator Cynthia Lummis, the initiative argues that Bitcoin could hedge against inflation, strengthen the US dollar global dominance, and serve as a digital alternative to gold as a reserve asset. Again, that's such a bullish news should this play out. Now, there is a tweet by Bitcoin Magazine which shows the states that are willing to have Bitcoin as a reserve, and 22 states is absolutely humongous, right? You can just imagine billions and billions and billions of dollars that are going to be entering this space. And so once again, that is bullish. Again, further backs this article here and this paragraph by Watch Your Guru, which is indicating that you have whales that are, seeing this as a really good opportunity to be buying in at these low prices, as opposed to, the retailers that are panicking for no reason, in my personal opinion. These dips that we have experienced in the last week or so, or in the last few weeks, it's completely normal. It's something that has happened throughout, the existence of Bitcoin and crypto assets. Now, last but not least, I wanted to quickly touch upon this article by CNBC, which states that the Bank of America CEO says financial industry will jump into crypto payments if regulators allow it. the Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan said that the US banking industry will embrace cryptocurrencies for payments if regulators allow it. So here we have, banks that are willing to have crypto, and they're willing to provide crypto services to America, which is again going to be a huge thing. Once again, you're going to have billions of money, billions of dollars flooding into this space, which is going to be bullish in the long run. And yeah, even though we have seen a market dip, I don't think it's going to be long-lived. I think it's short-lived more than anything. And yeah, once again, in the long run, I sound like a broken record. We are bullish, in my own personal opinion. So yeah, going back to my price prediction, I do anticipate us potentially reaching, that $175,000 mark. I do see there being upside. I do see us seeing all-time highs potentially, given once again that the indicators are indicating that we are going to see, uh, higher prices in the price of Bitcoin and other crypto assets. We are above the 50 EMA and 200 EMA. So, again, we are bullish in the long run, and we are reaching that oversold region. And so people are, filling their bags as things stand, given the fact that, in the long run, we are going to see prices this low. And so, yeah, that's just my quick update anyway, guys. So once again, thank you guys for tuning in. Feel free to subscribe, give it a like. Peace.